Good morning, everyone. I am so glad to be here with you this Monday morning. It's bright and sunny and very hot here in Colorado. I don't know how it is where you are, but it's been very hot here. We're under a heat advisory, so I'm staying inside today, and I'm glad to be here with you. My name is Sarah, and I am a startup coach, and I love helping people get started on their business because it can be really overwhelming. And I am excited to be sharing with you this morning a little bit about how you can do that. I want to help you avoid the mistakes that I've made in the past with my own business so that you can get started with success sooner and faster and easier without all of those headaches and without all of the guesswork. So if you're watching this live, welcome. And if you are watching this in the future, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you've missed any of my Facebook Lives from previous weeks, you can check those out in my guide section in my Facebook group. And also, I am super excited that next week I will be launching my brand new signature program called 90 Day Knockout. If you are thinking about starting a business, or if you are swimming in the details of just getting started, you're not making any money, you're not sure how to market, you aren't sure what to put on social media, then this program is for you. It's 90 days to knock out your business and to get started so that by Halloween you are ready to launch. And I would love to have you join. I will drop that link below so that you can sign up. This is just going to be a great program. It's going to be live. This is probably one of the only times that I'll do it live, and it certainly is going to be the best price right now for you to join. So let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, which is growing like a boss. This is all about your own personal growth so that you can have a business that you love, that's sustainable, and that attracts other people to you. So as a former teacher and instructional coach and assistant principal, I did that work for 20 years and I loved it. One of the parts of my job that I really loved for many years was professional development. I worked with other colleagues in the field of education at my school to organize and plan trainings that teachers needed to help them keep up their skills in the classroom or learn a new skill or technique, or simply trainings that helped support those teachers in their own mental health to be able to do the job well. The world of education is just like business. It is constantly changing, and doing these professional developments was a great way to help teachers keep up with those changes without them having to bear that weight on their own to do it alone, because we all know that teachers are already overworked as it is. And I loved doing that professional development work because I knew that if I delivered a really good training, I was helping not only the teachers, but also the students in the classroom, other support staff, parents, and beyond. When my teachers were at their best, then everyone wins. And with one training, I could really help support a whole school community. And the same is true for you as a business owner. The world of being a business, online business owner is constantly changing. There's always things to learn, algorithms that are constantly changing. And in order for you to start, scale, and then maintain your business online, it can be overwhelming. And if you're unable to keep up with those trends and changes, it may cost you money or time. You need to be doing constant professional development so that you can be at your best, so that you can multiply what your talents and skills are out across your audience. And so it's time to grow like a boss, your own personal growth, that is. Previously, I did a Facebook Live about roadblocks, and I'll link that below. And these are roadblocks that you are probably going to face at some point in your business. And I also talked in that Facebook Live about how to overcome those roadblocks. These same roadblocks that I talked about in that previous video are the areas that we're going to talk about again today, and addressing them in your own professional growth as a business owner. So let's dive into those today. There are 3 of them. And if you want to grab a paper and pencil, I'm going to talk about the 3 biggest areas of professional growth you need to address as you're building your business. And I'm going to give you tips on how to do that. So you'll want to jot those down. So I break the 3 biggest areas of professional growth, 3 roadblocks that you might face as you're building your business, into 3 categories. The first one is a roadblock you might face and an area you need to develop is where you have a knowledge deficit. That means there's something that you need to learn that you don't know right now. This is a big one at the beginning because there's just so much to learn. But this roadblock isn't going to go away. That always is going to be true. There's always going to be another level for you to learn. The other day, I was actually on a coaching call with my business coach, and there was another lady who's a few steps ahead of me. And my coach and this other business lady, they were using terms and talking about all the stuff that I honestly had no idea what they were talking about. They were so far ahead of me, and the gal is in a little bit different of a business than I am. I had no idea what they were talking about. And I was like, I still have things that I need to learn and want to learn so that I can serve my clients even better. So that knowledge deficit is never going to go away. Just what you have to learn will change and grow as you become an online business owner. The second area of professional development, personal growth that you need to do as an online business owner is resource management. And this is one that's often overlooked, but it is one that you do need to learn how to overcome and grow and develop if you want to scale your business and have a long-term business. A lot of people get into business and then they quit after a year or two. And I think one of the reasons is because they didn't learn how to manage their resources. This can be time, money, energy, the skills that you have. If you don't learn how to manage those well, you're going to burn out. You're going to not be able to sustain what you're doing. You have to learn all of those things, how to manage them in order to run a business for the long haul, or you will burn out, run out of money, or crash and burn your relationships. Because if you're always working on your business because you can't manage your time very well, your relationships are going to suffer. And there's no business that's worth building that destroys relationships. So we want to learn how to manage those. The third area that you're always going to want to be checking in on and developing personally for yourself are checking in on those unhealthy emotional beliefs or states that you're in. These can be a huge roadblock to you, preventing you from moving forward and having the growth you really desire. And it can be really subtle. And it also can be the hardest one to address because it's very personal and it's internal. So as you start your business and you begin to grow it, you need to address all three of these areas. You can't just address one and ignore the other ones. You really need to be able to address all three of them. And you don't necessarily have to address all three of them at once. You might be working on one of them for a while and then the other, and then these kind of are good. So then you're working on the third one. So it's going to go in a cycle, and you're going to cycle through them on your business building journey. But I want you to think of this whole process like a toolbox. We talk a lot with teachers about having a toolbox of skills and resources that you can draw on. You don't always use all of the tools in your toolbox, that random wrench that you don't always need. But then there are times where you really do need that wrench and you want to be able to pull it out of your toolbox. So let's put some tools into your toolbox today so that as you're building your business and as you face some of these roadblocks, you can pull those tools out to use them so you can quickly overcome these issues and not kind of stay in that spin cycle of I don't know what to do. So let's dive in so you can grow like a boss. So grab a pen and paper. I'm going to give you some specific action steps for each to help you for the long haul. So the first area, knowledge deficit. When you are first starting out your business, there's going to be a lot to learn, and it's easy to fall into the learning trap where all you're doing is learning, learning, learning. I did this for a long time. I love watching YouTube videos. I love going to webinars and getting freebies, but then all I was doing was learning instead of actually doing the work as a result of learning. And so here are some things that you need to do in order to be able to learn well, because there is a lot to learn, but then also do the right work. So the first one is I want to encourage you to pick 2 to 4 voices to listen to. Unsubscribe, unfollow, unfriend whoever you need to that is not helpful for you in your business. So when you go to your email inbox, it's not full of stuff that you have to sort through from people you don't actually really know or trust or need right now. So only follow the people that are actually in the stage, giving you information in the stage that you are in right now. You can't absorb a lot more than 2 to 4 voices at a time, and your Instagram feed and your Facebook feed might be full of people telling you what to do. You want to limit that to 2 to 4 voices. Be very clear on who you're listening to. And then stop guessing and jumping from one thing to the other. Oh, I need to learn this. Oh, I need to learn this. Oh, I need to learn this. Choose one thing to learn right now and go deep. Get really focused on that one thing. You can't do everything, so stop trying. Get focused on one thing at a time. from those 2 to 4 voices that you are listening to, what do they offer that you can learn? Purchase their course. Don't try and piece it together with little freebies, because you're only getting little snippets of what they teach. You're not getting a comprehensive understanding of what they're trying to teach. Purchase the course. Find a YouTube channel. There's a lot of great YouTube channels where it's just about one topic. I follow a great lady on YouTube about Pinterest. All she talks about is Pinterest. So I can go and I can watch her videos, and she regularly releases them, and I can get a really deep understanding of Pinterest from that one channel. So choose that person you're going to listen to, purchase from them, and then learn it really, really well. If you get stuck because it's something you just are like, I don't understand this, I can't do this, this happened to me with website design and website building, then pay someone to do it for you. Don't get stuck there trying to learn something that just isn't making sense to you. $120 was all it took for me. I wish I had paid that a long time before that. It alleviated a lot of headache for me. Number 3, develop an implementation plan. If you're learning how to do something, then you need to have a plan of what steps am I going to take to actually implement this to get out of the learning loop. What are my steps I'm going to take to actually do this? And then my biggest recommendation with this is set a time limit. It is so easy to go down a rabbit trail while you're learning something and get stuck on this lady's channel all about Pinterest, and then 5 hours later all I've done is watch Pinterest ads and I haven't actually done anything with it. So make sure you set a time limit. I'm only going to do this for an hour. I'm only going to do this for an afternoon. Set that time limit and set a timeline that by the end of this week, by the end of this month, I'm going to have learned what I can learn about Pinterest or whatever topic it is, and then I'm just going to get to work on it. But be really diligent about it, or you'll be in October and you're still learning about Pinterest and haven't done anything about it. So that's my tools for you for your toolbox about knowledge deficit. And I'll review them one more time at the end if you didn't catch all of them. Number 2, resource management. We've got to manage these resources that we have, our time, our money, our skills, our energy. We have to be able to manage them. And you can really set yourself apart from your peers in the business world if you learn to do this early and you learn to do it well. We believe the lie that, oh, I'll just figure that out later when I have clients or when I'm starting to make money. But actually, you need to do it now before you get to that step. So, but here are my 3 tools for this area of your toolbox. 1, always be evaluating your strengths and weaknesses. You've got to get really good at being discerning about what am I good at, what am I not good at, what are my strengths right now, what roadblocks am I facing, what time crunches am I facing in my business, and be very, very clear about that. What do you do well? What are your weaknesses? Who else do you know that's actually good at these that you could ask for help from them? Is there someone you can follow, or is there a coach you can hire that can help me with the deficits that I have? People purchase a lot of online courses and programs and things that are in the like $50 range because they think it's going to solve their problem, but they're actually not clear about what the problem is that they have, and so they're wasting their money. So when you can be very clear about what you need and what your weaknesses are, you can find the right coach to match for you and not waste your money. You'll actually be hiring the right person. Number 2, this is a big one that you can do to learn how to do in your business that can help you. And that is leveraging what you are really good at to help you with what you aren't really good at. So let's say that you are low in time management skills. You waste a lot of time when you sit down at your computer. You're not sure where to start, but you are really, really good at networking. Well, leverage your skill of networking to get online, to get in Facebook groups, and ask for help from your network to help you with that time management. You can really use this high skill that you have to help you with this low skill that you haven't yet developed. I believe you can develop it, but you're going to have to get some help to do it. Let's say that you're great at time management and you can like knock it out of the park every week. You can get your to-do list done all of the time, but you aren't great at handling money. Well, leverage your time management skills to start learning about budgeting. put that skill that you want to learn into your plan. Leverage what you're good at to help you with what you're not good at so that you can balance that out. Use your skills and your time and the skills that you have to leverage the ones that you don't. Number 3, and that's going to serve you for the rest of your business if you can do that really, really well. The last thing under resource management is that you need to plan to learn the skills you need. Don't pretend like you can ignore them. Plan in your week that I need to be doing learning every week. I have a block of time in my week that I set aside for what I need to learn. Is it ads? Is it Pinterest? Is it networking? Whatever it is that I need to learn, I have a time during my week set aside. That is part of your business building journey. Don't ignore it till later. You want to learn those things now because as your business grows, whatever deficits you have are only going to be magnified. They aren't going to go away. They're just going to get bigger. So we want to be sure that we are magnifying, that we're working on that early on in our business. You can really set yourself up for success. Okay, number 3, this one is one we don't really want to talk about. These are those unhealthy or sometimes just unhelpful beliefs or emotional states that we're in that we really, really need to address. We all know that there's a lot to do when we start a business, but we can overlook this area and it actually has a lot of long-term consequences. If you struggle being on camera, then for Zoom calls at work, you're going to struggle with being on camera for Facebook Lives, Instagram stories, YouTube videos, and one-on-one coaching. So that emotional belief of I can't get on camera, I'm not very good on camera, is going to be magnified as you start to work on your business. If you struggle with doubting yourself in like as a mom or at your work, then you're going to struggle with making decisions for the duration of your business, and it's going to cost you time and money. If you struggle with some of these false beliefs about yourself and imposter syndrome, and I don't actually have anything to offer, or I don't have a spot at the table, I don't belong at that table because I don't have the experience that those people have, then you are never going to believe. There's not going to be any amount of evidence to help you overcome that belief about yourself that you don't belong at the table. So when you skip addressing some of these issues, you're going to have less clients attracted to you because they'll be able to see that fear and doubt. They can sniff it out. And I'm sure you've been able to tell when other people are not confident or they doubt themselves. It's hard to trust what they're saying when they doubt themselves. So we need to address that. You're going to have less money coming in because those people aren't going to buy from you. You're going to have more frustration with feeling like you can't ever move forward or can't win, and you're going to get in this cycle of believing you are just a failure. And then you're constantly going to be doing the same thing over and over without results if we don't address these now. So all of that sounds a little bit extreme, and truly it can be if we don't address these. But if you've been around me for any length of time, then you know that I love to be very clear about where we are right now. Let's sit in the reality of where we are right now. And I also love to give you the good news. So let's go on to the good news. There is good news. You can overcome imposter syndrome, doubt, fear, feelings of failure, feelings of failure of success. You don't want to actually succeed because you've never had that before. We don't know what that's like, and so we fear it. So here are some things that you can do. The first one is that you can name them. Naming things gives you back the power. What we do not name will rule and reign over our lives. And so we need to name what it is that is holding us back. Is it fear? Name it. I am afraid of blank. Say it out loud. Write it down. Tell a friend, I'm actually afraid of this and I need to name it. Is it a feeling of failure? Is it a feeling of success? I have a friend who was afraid to get on camera. She didn't want to be in Facebook Lives. It didn't feel authentic to her. She named that in our accountability group, in my coaching group. And once she named it, we all rallied around her and helped her and supported her and encouraged her. She named it, and then she was able to take some action steps, and now she does Facebook Lives every week. There is power in naming what you are struggling with. because when you name it, then you can start taking action on it. When you name it, then you know, now I need to address it. I need to do something about it. And that's step two. We've named it. Now we're going to take action on it. It can be telling someone else. It can be asking for help. It can also be in the form of a very, very baby step in that direction to help overcome that unhealthy emotional state or belief. My friend, when she named that she was afraid of being on Facebook Live and didn't feel like she was very good at it, she didn't go out and jump straight into doing a Facebook Live. She took some baby steps along the way. You can practice with a Zoom call with a friend to get on camera. You can start doing Marco Polos instead of texting so that you're on video. You can do stories instead of a full video, because in stories you can record it ahead of time before you actually post it. It's not live. There's all these baby steps that you can take that help you get to that bigger step of I'm afraid to do a Facebook Live. And it's always better when you can face that fear together with someone else. Doing it together is way better than having to try and figure out alone. So you've named your fears, your doubts, your imposter syndrome, whatever it is, you've named it. You've taken some baby steps towards it. And then the third step that I have found that is so effective in overcoming these unhealthy emotional beliefs and states is that you keep an evidence list. You keep a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a fancy piece of paper. It can be a scrap sheet of paper next to your desk. And when you take a baby step or accomplish something, you write it down with the date. Our brains like to lie to us. They're a great tool that God created to help us, but they also hold us back a lot. And our brain is actually not very good at remembering what we do. The other day I was at the museum with my family. There's an Egypt exhibit that we went to. We were super excited to go. And I was feeling a little guilty that I hadn't brought my children to the museum enough as they were growing up. But then as we walked through the museum, my kids kept mentioning, oh, remember when we came to that exhibit? Oh, remember when we went to the body exhibit? And I was like, oh, we actually did come to the museum a lot more than I remember. Our brains are terrible at remembering, so we need to keep an evidence list. Kind of like my scrapbooks that I do with photographs, we need to keep a sheet of paper next to our desk that proves to our brain, I am afraid of XYZ, but here's all the steps I've done to overcome that, and I can do it again. If I've done it once, I can do it again. So if you keep that evidence list, it's really going to support you in this work. And then you can refer back to it when you start to hear those false beliefs come in your mind of you can't actually do this, you're not good at this, you can't be at that table because you don't have enough experience. Nope, my evidence list shows me otherwise, that I actually am qualified to do this. I can take steps even when I'm afraid, and I'm a big girl who can overcome these really difficult challenges. That evidence list will help you do that. All right, let's recap really quickly those tools for growing like a boss so that you can jot them down and build that toolbox for you so that you can continue to grow, because none of these things are going away. It's a lie to believe that these things are going away just because you start making $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month. Remember, what we don't deal with is only going to get magnified as we grow and scale our business. So for our knowledge deficits that we need to develop personally, we need to be discerning about who we listen to, limit the number of voices that you're listening to, narrow down who's on your email list that you're receiving emails from, edit those Facebook follows, edit that Instagram news feed, and stop guessing and get focused on one thing at a time. You're going to develop that implementation plan so that as you're learning from those 2 to 4 people that you've chosen, then you are going to have an implementation plan. So that you're actually implementing your new learning and not just stuck in the learning cycle. And then set a timer for how long you want to spend on that topic, or set a deadline of how long you're going to spend on it. A week till the end of the month, but not forever. Number 2, resource management. You're going to evaluate your strengths and weaknesses. You're going to know exactly the reality of your situation. I have a ton of money to spend on ads for Facebook, or I don't have a ton of money to spend on ads for Facebook. How am I going to leverage what I don't have to help me with what I do have so that I can balance it out? And then you're going to plan to work on these things now and not put them off till later. Put some time in your week to do this learning. And then if you struggle with unhealthy or unhelpful beliefs or emotional states, these fears and doubts, then your 3 steps are to name it, take baby steps, take action on it, and then keep an evidence list. My biggest hope for you today and encouragement for you today, and your biggest takeaway, is you can't ignore these areas where you need to grow like a boss. If you want to actually own a business and run a business that is successful, bringing in clients, bringing in revenue, then you have to be able to address all of these things, not necessarily simultaneously, but you have to be able to address all of these things in a timely fashion, because the longer it goes on, then your business is suffering. And the other thing that I want you to take away is you're going to need help. You cannot do all of these things alone. You simply can't. You can get a long way in doing these things, but you can't do them alone. You need help. And so that is exactly why I have created my 90-day knockout program, is because I tried to do all of these things on my own. And let me tell you, it didn't work. It took a year of just struggling through it when I could have shortened that timeline if I had just gotten help earlier. So I've designed this program with you in mind, the person who's just starting out and getting stuck in some of these areas. I don't know what to learn. I don't know who to listen to. I don't know what my next step is. I'm struggling with doubt because I don't really know if I can do this. This 90-day knockout program is for you. It's the cheapest price it's ever going to be. It's going to be live with me, just like this, in Zoom, where we can ask questions and get those questions answered. It's going to be a small group of people, so you'll be able to get some help individually on your business. And it starts August 1st, so that by Halloween, that's about 90 days from August 1st to Halloween, you can get your business up and running, and you can get out of this cycle that you're in of not knowing what to do, not knowing how to start your business. And so I would love, love, love to have you join me. I'm super excited to help you and to be able to push past this initial startup phase that can be so hard and so challenging. It doesn't have to be that way. I'd love to be able to help you. I'm going to drop a link below. That cart is open from now until July 28th. And then on July 28th, the price is going to go up and some of the bonuses that I'm offering are going to go away. So get in that program now. It's super easy. I'll drop a link below. And then I really want to encourage you to come back next week. We're going to finish up this 3-part series. Last week we did Think Like a Boss. Today we did Grow Like a Boss. And next week is probably my favorite because I really do love working. I'm kind of addicted to work. It's going to be all about working like a boss, ending that grunt work mentality of always doing the same work over and over, and starting to work like a boss so that you can grow and scale your business into what you want it to be with both income and impact. So join me back here next week. And if these Facebook Lives are helpful to you, I encourage you to invite people into this group, to invite them to these Facebook Lives, even if they can't catch it on Monday mornings, because I know that Monday mornings can be hard. You can always catch the replays in the guide section of my Facebook group. So I hope that you have a fantastic Monday. This is a great time to be working on your business and getting really ramped up so that as we move into fall, kids go back to school, we kind of get the structure back of the school year, you can really grow and launch your business. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday morning.